How can you build muscle? Well, stay tuned till the end of this video because I'll be explaining to you the basic things that you need to understand to build muscle. My name is Neyfi Del Rosario and I am a holistic nutritionist and best-selling author here in New York City. And in this channel, I discuss everything about nutrition, fitness, and exercise to help you melt the fat off. And if you're into that, please consider subscribing. My mission is to inspire you to become the healthiest version of yourself using the power of nutrition and keto. And if you're someone who's struggling to lose weight, please read my book, Health Freedom, Your Way to a Successful You, where I discuss all the steps that I took to lose more than 100 pounds and keep it off while sustaining the discipline in other areas of my life like relationships and career. So if you want help with that, please read that. I get a lot of messages on Instagram and other social medias from you guys, and they ask me, how can you gain muscle? And the answer is simple, but I gotta tell you, this video, I'm not gonna be discussing the exercises because some exercises work better on some people than others. For example, for my back, I do not like doing pull-ups and I do not like doing lat pull-downs. What works for me is barbell rows, underhand rows, dumbbell rows, right? For example, for you, a bench press will not work as well as a dumbbell press. So the exercises selection depends on you, and I am not able to tell you right now through video. But the steps that you need to take, the first thing that you need to take into consideration before gaining muscle is your protein amount. You need to be getting a high amount of protein. It doesn't have to be too crazy, but it has to be at least 0.8 grams per pound of body weight every single day. I aim to at least one gram per pound of body weight. For example, if I am 150 pounds, I eat 150 grams of protein. They'll give me more than enough protein to maintain and repair and build muscle. Especially me, that I am an endurance athlete and I want to build a little bit of muscle, I need to keep my protein high because I do so much cardio. I go on the bike and I run, that eating protein is the only way that I am going to keep muscle. If I eat, let's say, 100 grams of protein or 120 grams of protein, back when I started, that I was a rail after I lost all the weight because I barely had any muscle, I was not gonna gain anything eating 100 grams of protein, 120 grams of protein, because I was running about 12 miles almost every other day. Right now I am running less, but I am biking more, so I'm doing two different disciplines. So eat a high amount of protein. A lot of foods that have good amount of protein would be salmon, chicken, meats. Some good protein sources could be eggs and beans. Beans are really good for protein if we're able to measure them well and not go over calories and not go crazy with them. Alright? If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button, because if you're finding value in this video, why someone wouldn't find value in this video too? Now, the second thing that you need to keep in mind about building muscle is that you need to progress. You need to find a way to progressively overload my body. I have a workout video somewhere where I was using bands. Before I had my little home gym, after the gym closed, I only had access to bands because before I started the gym, I was only doing resistance bands. Then I started the gym, and I was every week at least adding 5 pounds to my lifts because I was pretty new. Even though I was starting out, right, I was getting that newbie game. So I got my deadlifts to like 150 because I'm pretty weak, and my squats to like 120. And then the gym closed, and then I stopped progressing, even though I found ways to make my workout harder. For example, like holding at the bottom on a squat or going slower on the concentric motion of the lift. Like if you're doing a bicep curl, you go slower down like this, right? I found ways to make it harder. That way I still progressed. And I am waiting for the gyms to open because I am in New York and the gyms are opening soon. And I'll hopefully be going back to the gym and back to my regular gym routine, even though I'll be lifting less because I'll basically be starting over. But I learned the proper technique and the proper form with just an empty bar, right? So you need to progressively overload. Means that throughout your weeks, you need to be increasing the weight. Let's say you have a goal rep of 15 reps, right? And then you pick, let's say, 20 pounds, and then you get 15 like that, right? If you do it with ease, it means that you need to go heavier. And then if you go heavy, and then you cannot do 15 pounds, so maybe you get 10, that means that you need to do the lower weight in a way that's harder until it feels really hard at 15, until it's just right about there that is 15. And when you get to the point that that weight is getting easy, then go up in weight. And it's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen from Monday to Tuesday. It's gonna take time. For example, when I started going to the gym, the first time I went, I was doing with 10-pound dumbbells. I was using 10-pound dumbbells, and now I'm here in my house driving a 45-pound barbell with one hand and being fine with that, right? So it takes time for you to build up the strength, for you to be picking up, because I couldn't pick up the barbell. I got pinned on the bench press. This was embarrassing. I got pinned on the bench press with like 20 pounds on the bar because I was really weak. I was really weak. So the first week you're probably gonna see a lot of progress because your body's just learning to use your motor skills to connect the nerves to be as efficient as moving a lot of weight and producing that power. And then after that, new begins are gonna come in, and then after that you're just gonna taper off and you're gonna be slower at increasing your weight. But that's totally normal, and that'll happen to me, that'll happen to you, that'll happen to everybody, right? And another thing I want to tell you about is that don't be too unrealistic about your expectation. Like, look at me. I've been going to the gym for a year, right? If you look at me, I am not that impressive. Yes, if I stop doing cardio, if I stop running as much, if I only run once or twice a week, and I did biking once or twice a week, I will not be as good as endurance, but I'll have been bigger muscle wise. I'll have more muscle. But since I love running and I love doing cardio and I love doing triathlons, I love doing triathlons. My body's not as big, and you might see me. You're like, oh, just a skinny guy, but I look better with my shirt off, whatever. Uh, but if I wanna be a bodybuilder, I do not have genetics for that because I was always chubby. I was always being called fat, right? I never had the genetics to be skinny, to be good looking like a bodybuilder. So you and I have regular standard genetics, right? You cannot be expected to look like a Arnold Schwarzenegger or like a specimen of a bodybuilder the first year that you go to the gym, right? You're gonna see progress, you're gonna look better, you're gonna feel better, you probably are gonna sleep better. But the thing is that you look at your favorite bodybuilder or the physique that you want, right? Right? You can think, okay, I want to look like that, but think about halfway there. For example, if you see a guy that's really good looking or a person that's really good looking, you're like, I want to do that. Don't have that in your mind. Go little by little. You're gonna work towards that. When I was fat, I was 250 pounds. I was like, yeah, I want to lose weight, but I'm gonna do it slower, slow, 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 right? So I say, okay, I'm gonna go to 200 pounds now. Okay, I'm 200 pounds. I'm gonna go to 206 to 160. I'm gonna go to 150, 140, and then slow, slow, slow. I got to the weight that I wanted to be. Yes, I went too far once, and then now I'm back, and I am in my ideal weight for my height. I am trying to gain muscle, so I'm gonna become heavier, obviously. Some of this weight is actually water weight because I'm taking creatine and things like that. But when you start building muscle, you wanna have a goal, but you gotta take it slow. It's not gonna happen overnight. And the people that look really good on the gym, they're probably on their 30s because they've been doing it for longer. I'm on my 20s. I'm 20 years old, so you can expect me to look as good as someone that's 30 years old that has been going to the gym for longer, or to be as fast in the bike as someone who's 25 years old who has an extra 2 or 3 years on me on the bike, because I started, on the bike at 6 years old, and now I'm 20, and then someone can be 25, and they have, a couple of years of advantage over me, right? So you need to think about that. Where do you want to go, and what do you want to achieve with your body, right? Since mine is endurance, I want to have some muscle, I want to look aesthetic, so I do some type of powerlifting to build strength, to build power. So if I have to sprint, let's say, I am doing a bike race, let's say I'm doing a criterium bike race, even though I don't have a bike for criterium, but imagine I'm doing a bike race, and then this is, the last 100 meters, and then everybody's sprinting. I am lifting weights and working on my legs, right? So once I need to put the power down and sprint faster than the other guys, I can do it. And let's say I'm also lifting weights to prevent injury, because when I run, that's a high impact exercise, and I am banging my legs over and over. So if I do a lot of squats, a lot of deadlifts, my legs are gonna be used to stretching and, being able to take the impact and prevent injuries and prevent, things going wrong while I'm running. Because yeah, I have my weight, and then let's say I put a barbell on my back with, let's say, 200 pounds, and I squat that, my body's gonna get used to 200 pounds on me. So when when I land on one leg, I'm gonna have the resistance training backing up that leg, and I am not gonna, get injured in the middle of the race, which suck for me. Let's say I'm doing a triathlon, a duathlon, and I get injured in the middle of the race, and I'm out, and I don't even finish. That would be very embarrassing. So lifting weights helped me with that. So if you have any question about diet, exercise, or fitness, make sure you contact me on any social media link I have down below. I'll be happy to help you and schedule a call with you to help you achieve your goals. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell, because I'll be posting video weekly like this one to inspire you to become the healthiest version of yourself using the power of nutrition and keto.